going to cover the specific thigh pad positions, but before we do so, just one small thing. There's a little bit less versatility to thigh pads and kicking shields than what you have with focus mitts or the smaller hand pads, simply because of the size and the way that you should hold them. So you'll see that there's a little bit less positions that we're going to do right now, but that doesn't mean that they don't have any value. Quite on the contrary, if you mix and match training with focus mitts, thigh pads, small kicking shields, larger ones, you can get a lot out of training that way, out of combining basically the equipment in different ways. So bear that in mind as you see the rest of the positions that we're going to show here, is that try to get the most out of the training despite the fact that maybe there's a little bit less of positions that we're going to show here today. The first one that we're going to do is the basic palm out position, which is setting my on guard position again, raising up the thigh pad here, and it's going straight towards my partner. Again, don't flare out to the side too much, especially don't turn your elbow up, keep it pointing down, relax your shoulder a little bit, keep your head down so that if he misses, it's not square into your face. That's a basic position. Slightly hunched forward from here, don't stand too straight up here, because otherwise you'll keel backwards if your partner does it. So I'm standing in a good stable position here and offering up the pad. The right one, same thing, bringing it out here towards the camera, bring it up here. This is single pad position, left and right. Just as with the focus mitts, you can bring it backwards here, hold it a little bit backwards, or turn it forwards to get different positions for your partner to work with. These are possibilities. Then we have the two pad position, again making combinations. The double pad position is less common with thigh pads because basically if I put them on top of each other, you'll see that my forearm is going to get squished here. So I can do it this way or I can do it the other way, but no matter how you slice it, the forearm is going to get it. So we're not really going to go into that all that much. However, we will do different combinations afterwards with double pads in different positions. We're going to cover that afterwards. So working with John here, the straight line punch comes in. It doesn't matter which straight line punch he does. He can do it. We'll start with a basic jab here. I'm going to slightly tap into it again. Okay, yep. Right cross. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's something that'll work. Now you see that my pad was moving a little bit, so I'm going to have to readjust a little bit my grip here and pull into, make the bending movement here with my wrist, pulling it into me because I felt it sliding. So I'm going to try again. Go. 2, and 3. Okay, that's a little bit better. Because I'm starting to sweat on the inside here of my forearm, it's a little bit of movement here, so I can readjust. You have to tweak this a little bit until you find, yep, I've got the grip. And you might have to, after a couple of rounds, if it loosens a little bit, readjust. So that's one of the things that you always have to be mindful of. Going back here to the straight line punching, he can do the straight line punch here, go. Okay, or you might just as well set it up differently. For instance, what John might do is do a finger jab with the left one and then do a power punch with the right one. So the finger jab here, this is a quick technique here. The reason is that just not because he can hit full power here with the pads, which he couldn't do with the focus mitt, he can hit really hard here, doesn't mean that he has to do it all the time. He's just setting up a nice sweet combination here with the finger jab to the eyes, and then he's going to finish it off with the right punch here. So this one again, finger jab, fast, boom, hard. You don't like to do punches? Okay, use a palm heel instead. So the finger jab first and a palm heel to finish it off. So these are all possibilities that you can use. So we have left arm, go, right arm. I can do both at the same time, 1, 2. I can pull the right one backwards. I'm going to change sides here for that. So I can bring the left hand up front here for the finger jab or the jab, and the right one all the way back. And this forces John to take a step, which might be what you want to train. So again, you can do it in many different ways. Left lead is forward, and you step forward, and you cover up. Do this one fast, go, 1, 2. Okay, I'm making him do footwork without having to move my own feet. The double pad position, again, we're not really going to use this one here, the cross stomp. You can try to use it, but you'll see that it's a little bit cumbersome. This would be for power punching. Some people do it, just go. Okay, again, once more. Okay, so it does take some of the impact. It makes it a little bit more easier on me to absorb the impact, but it's a cumbersome position. It's not really comfortable unless you're extremely flexible in the arms here. If I want to make John hit a little bit lower, what you can do is just squat down a little bit and do the straight right punch here. Same position here. Once again, go. Okay, we're not really doing all that much of these here. Go. You can do this one, but my experience it's easy for the pad to turn around that way. It's a little bit harder to tighten it up and have a good grip. That's why I prefer stay in the same position as for the high cross. Go, just squat down and go low. Maybe you'll have to turn the angle a little bit more down. In the high position, I might get away with a slightly diagonal line here, so it's not perpendicular to the floor. The pad is slightly leaning forward, makes it easier to tap into it. Go again. Okay. As I'm going down, if I keep the same angle, as you go slow, he's going to slide off. You want to avoid that, so I'm turning the pad into it again, and he gets to work. Same thing with the jab. He gets to work here on high and low lines. So that's the basic position here for the palm out, left and right, 2 pads. Let's take a look at the palm in position. Now, the palm in position is working circular techniques here. We're going to start with high position here, pulling the palm inward. We had palm out, just same position, but turning inwards a little bit. Again, don't forget to curl your wrist in to make sure that you pull the pad into your forearm so that it's tight. Especially make sure that the angle is right for the elbow here. Don't bring it all the way up here or try to pull it away from the bottom half of the pad, or automatically you'll turn it. And also, if you keep it out like this, he might slide off and either miss his technique completely or end up hitting you instead. So you want to keep the elbow down here and offer it to your partner. I'm pointing the thumb totally back when I do it this way. You might have to rotate it slightly inward for the better angle. So doing it this way with the right hand, this is the pad completely to the side. You see the side portion is facing the camera. You might want to turn it a little bit, twist it inwards, so your partner gets a better shot at landing his circular technique. Again, depending on the technique that he's going to use, that is something that you might have to do or not. So we have the single out position with the lead hand, single pad position with the backhand, both at the same time. And then we're going to cover the first one, which is basically the double pad position. So we have 2 pads, double pad position. We're going to meld them together in the middle, bring them together. The main thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to turn sideways towards where the attack is coming from. We're going to have a mid-level position, which is anything that is based at my body here, or I'm going to go for the high position.